As we start out on our 2-hour horse ride in, expectations are pretty high based on the photos that Mike and Dave have got on their trail cameras. Today is September 16th, 2018, and we made it just before dark. We set up our camp, have a bite to eat, and hit the sack for the big day tomorrow. I had to wake up early to get my makeup on, and then grab some breakfast, and we're off again. Webster drew the short straw and had to go with me, but it sure didn't take long before we saw some elk. Then we finally saw the 6-point that was bugling across the canyon. We decided we'd go after him. We went down the bottom of the canyon and got the wind in our favor, and then hoofed it up the hill after him. Brian and I split up, and I went up after this bull. The last time I heard him bugle, I got right in to where he was, and all of a sudden I see horns about 15 yards away, and I knew he was coming. All he had to do was step out from behind this pine tree, and he was all mine. Just come out a little further. I stood here fully drawn for it seemed like forever, and he never would come out. Finally I heard him take off.
Then we had some cows. We were chirping with the cows. That was cool.
You did see cows?
We never saw them. Huh? They were going through the trees. And up the ridge, one of the two. And we were chirping with them. We thought for sure there was going to be a bull. And then that's when that other bull from the other side screamed. So we turned and we called. And then he came in. And that was really all our action.
How far?
So, once this cow elk went into the trees, and we went down past him, crossed over, started chasing the little 6. Oh, he was bugling.
Did you ever see anything?
Never saw anything once we got over here. But
after each of us got a chance to say what we'd seen this morning, we went back to camp to turn the horses loose, let them eat, and wouldn't you know, I get stung by a bee. Can you believe at 45 years old, all of a sudden, you decide you're allergic to bees? Holy cow, I went down for the count. After my heart rate slowed down, and a good 45 minutes on my back, and some Doritos, I was ready for the night hunt. Mike went with Brian, and they hiked about an hour up to this pond that they had cameras on and had a lot of success with. Dave ended up going over to his tree stand overlooking a wallow, and they sent me to this little wallow to sit and watch for stuff. I hunkered down, and about an hour in, right over my left shoulder, 2 bears came into about 10 yards, smelt me, and ran up the tree right behind me. talk about freaking you out. They ran up the tree. The one ran up probably 50 feet, just as fast as it could go. The other one probably went up about 10 feet. And here I am trying to video with one eye and looking for Mama Bear out the other eye. And as fast as that thing went up the tree, it came down that fast. About 30 minutes after the bears finally left, a nice bull came in right behind me, smelt me, and took off. And then this grouse came in to cap off the evening.
I know you're supposed to wait until dark to walk out. But here's the thing. I'm hungry. I'm tired.
Okay, and maybe I was a little scared.
The spot that I was sitting, everything came from behind me. Everything smelled me and took off.
First night out, I was pretty excited to get my tree stand. Got my tree stand, pulled the camera. Well, first I checked the water, and there hadn't been anything in it. They didn't rip it up like I hoped, so I was pretty disappointed. Pulled the camera. First image was a person with a freaking harness on. In the second picture, they're doing this in the camera. So then I'm just mad because they sat in my tree stand. That felt like someone sleeping in my bed.
Oh man.
I'm packing out, and I get to where we put the horses last time.
Yeah.
And I look up, and there's a cow out feeding right up the trail. I'm like, what? There's no way she's by herself. So I just creep up the trail because she goes up into the trees. And I get up there and there's a small bull with her. So I thought I saw another elk in the background. So I thought, okay, I'm going to call. I call. And they don't even make a peep. And they just disappear. So I spent 15 minutes on the trail just doing that. Then I come up the trail further, about halfway to camp. And a cow elk comes burning through the meadow out of nowhere, just by herself. So that was random, and the wind was blowing in my face, so I didn't scare her. She just came running through for no reason.
The next morning we were at it again.
Totally look like a cat with that nose. Hey, it's gonna save me though. Already. Here's that one.
We finally heard one bugle, so the plan was I would bugle back, and Mike, Dave, and Brian would sneak in on him and see if they could get a shot. Well, when I went down the ridge, I had my own bugling back and forth, but he would never come play, and they ended up chasing another one. It was awesome. Every one of us got a chance, but none of us could close the deal. It sure was beautiful on the way out. And when we finally got back to the truck, nothing's better than cracking open a cold one.
Special thanks to Mike Conger, Dave Burnett, and Brian Webster. Wyoming Archery Elk #1 is brought to you today by Stealth Cam, Marmot, Doritos, UDOT Bear Spray, and Mountain Dew. Do the do.